I'm a DJ boy, going to Dcentral, minting NFT, I'm a DeFi, being crypto poor but JPay rich.
Without further ado, please join me in welcoming to the stage Jesse Schulman.
Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Hope everybody's having fun out here. I've got a chance to meet a lot of people today and yesterday, had some great talks, so I hope everybody else is enjoying their time here. So I'm with Telos. I'm the head of engineering and I'm also the chief architect of our EVM. And here today to talk about building the fastest EVM out there. So how do you build the fastest EVM? Well, the way we did it was we started with the fastest blockchain out there and then we added the EVM. So we launched our EVM in November, but our native network, and we call it native now because we added the EVM, we have to differentiate. So our native network is a high speed and high capacity network. When you talk about performance, you need to think about the capacity it can hold and how fast it can do it. So our block times on our native network are half a second, 2 blocks per second, and we can process thousands of transactions per second without any layer 2 roll-ups or anything like that. That's just our layer 1 network that can do that. So when we decided we wanted to build the EVM and provide EVM support on top of that technology and the power that we have with our native network, we built it as a smart contract on the native network. So if you think about it, the power and ability of the native network is so incredible that we were able to build the EVM runtime in a smart contract on the native network. So it's not a fork of any of the Ethereum clients like Go Ethereum or Parity or anything like that. It's a custom runtime built on top of our native network in a smart contract. It inherits all of the speed, performance, all the governance and decentralization that our native network has because it is on the same network. We like to talk about blockchainception, a blockchain within a blockchain, because it is just one network with both EVM support and our native network, which has many apps and a lot of benefits as well. So for 3.5 years it's been running, the native network, without any halting, no stopping. I think in about 5 days we'll hit the 3.5-year mark. We didn't do any ICO, we're a grassroots blockchain. We launched without raising money, and everybody who's contributed has been working to earn our token because they believe in the technology. And as part of that no ICO launch, we did a very decentralized distribution. We didn't have any heavy insider control of the network. It's a very grassroots and decentralized, the true spirit of blockchain that we have. So our EVM itself, the smart contract that executes all of those Solidity contracts and provides the EVM functionality that was audited by Sentinel. They're actually also a validator on our network. After the work we did with them, they came on board. They do a differential fuzzing, and if you don't know what that means, it means they took the two implementations of an EVM side by side. They took ours and Go Ethereum, and they automated inputs and outputs and made sure the results were the same so that we behave identically. It was a great experience. In fact, they did turn up one bug that some people may have seen towards the end of last year. In Go Ethereum, they provided them with the results, and some nodes were affected on the Go Ethereum-based networks. So that was a really good experience, and we're really happy with the results that they did for us. So, for developers out there, why would you build on the Telos EVM? Well, for the same reasons that we built it. So we were very happy, we loved the technology we had with our native network, the speed and the performance, but we wanted to expose ourselves to the EVM and Solidity developer ecosystem, all the tools, the mature, Open Zeppelin contracts, everything that you get when you're building on an EVM. We wanted that exposure of the technology we loved for the much broader ecosystem. So when you think about EVMs and many of the implementations, you think about front running, fluctuating gas fees, things like that. We don't have any of that because of the capacity. If you think about like at a stadium, if there's nobody in line, you don't need to pay to cut in line. So the gas fees are flat, transactions go through with half-second block times. You don't have to think about how much gas you want to spend. The transaction lifecycle with the half-second block times, if you have like a use case for GameFi or some examples like that, and you want some better resolution than waiting 10, 15 seconds for a block to go through to see the result and have somebody else build on top of what that transaction did. You can do lots of different use cases when it only takes a second before a transaction can go through and the next transaction can build on top of that. And with that many transactions possible, chaining them together so quickly, well, you want low fee, low cost transactions and deployments of contracts. So we have very low fair gas prices, and it allows you to really take advantage of the capacity of the network. And the noisy neighbor problem, that's what we like to say in software, when it's a high traffic time, you won't feel that the network's getting a lot of traffic because it has such high capacity that if maybe another app on the network is really busy, you're not going to notice it. So for users, no really, why EVM? I didn't understand all that technology stuff. So you're not going to be waiting on transactions to go through. Sometimes you might send a transaction, your wallet estimates gas price, it goes up, now you're waiting for the network to slow down, or considering paying to speed up your transaction. You don't have that anxious feeling for 30 seconds, a minute, hoping to see your transaction included in a block. For instance, like an NFT mint, you're not going to have the problem where you spent a bunch of gas hoping to get an NFT that everybody wanted to mint, and then finding out, well, you spent the gas, but you didn't get an NFT because somebody else came in and they were willing to put more gas and get in front of you, right? So, and similarly, MEV, that's miner extracted value. I think in the last 30 days, $18.8 million has been extracted through MEV without front running, without the ability to cut in line in front of the retail investors that maybe didn't set their slippage properly on a DeFi transaction or something. You just don't have that. So without that, then the retail user doesn't have to worry about slippage and if they're going to get a sandwich trade against them. And again, GameFi, the things that you can do, the type of applications you might be able to interact with, there's a lot more possibilities with the speed and performance and capacity that you see and the low latency transactions. So for our EVM, what's next? Well, like I said, we launched it in November. We spent almost a year. I think we started building it in January. Spent a long time on testnet, did a lot of engineering work, testing, went through the whole audit process, which can take a long time. And we launched it just at the end of November. So we're really excited to see all the applications that have started coming in. And just like we expected, the whole ecosystem and the tools and all the apps that you've seen on all the other EVMs really are a great experience to use those on our network with the speed and performance and the great user experience it offers. So we're working on an EVM 2.0, which will make it a lot easier for node operators. It'll have a smaller resource footprint, easier to spin up nodes and just maintain them and keep them running. And it'll have comprehensive RPC compatibility. Right now, all the tools that most developers would use work just fine, but there's some real obscure, kind of seldom used RPC methods that we don't currently support that we're going to get to full compatibility with our EVM 2.0. We're going to have a token bridge between our native network and our EVM, because as I am here talking about our EVM, our native network has a lot of tokens, a lot of projects. A lot of people I've talked to here actually have used some of those apps and not realized that they're built on Telos. But those projects now can all bridge their tokens into our EVM, where on the EVM, as we all know, the decentralized exchanges, the AMMs and things like that are much more common. There's a lot more DeFi activity in the EVM, so being able to bridge all of our native tokens into the EVM to participate in DeFi, but letting apps run on native where we have some other benefits like feeless transactions and things that those apps chose our native network for. We're also working on other integrations between native and EVM, so further interoperability between the two, letting native contracts interact with EVM contracts. Just creating that better interoperability will really help, although it is the same network, you can kind of think it as cross-chain. And just further integration between the two will just really help bridge those two and grow our ecosystem across both. And then we have our own block explorer called Telos. So we're going to continue to be improving that. A lot of people have been asking for a holders page and different things for like token exploration. So that is going to be one of the main things we focus on, just being able to explore what's happened on chain and presenting the data in a really nice user-friendly way. Along with the API we have used to build our block explorer, we offer that as a public service to anybody that wants to build an app. So the data you see in the explorer, an account's historical transactions, which NFTs they own, the token balances of a particular token, all that data will be available publicly. We're working on an Telos yield-bearing token. We have staking rewards in our native network, and a lot of EVM users just want to stick with MetaMask or their EVM wallet. So we're using the ERC 4626 standard to implement that and make our staking rewards available to the EVM users. And we have a lot of ecosystem incentives coming where we're going to just incentivize the daily active user count, TVLs, just really help incentivize apps to come build on our EVM metric-driven rewards to help them bring users and grow our ecosystem. So, come be part of the future. We're here on the second floor with our booth. We'll be at Consensus. And just please come stop by, say hi, come talk to me or somebody, and be part of the future. So, thank you.